You've seen the headline, Instant Dropshipping Empire in 24 Hours. But there's a catch. The product never arrives. The website disappeared when you tried to reorder. And if you ask for a refund, well, crickets. In the age of dropshipping, this isn't some rare tale. It's called the Shopify spin-up scam. And today we're going to break down how it works, what signals to look for, and how to protect yourself. So let's jump in. Chapter 1. The Playbook. This scam follows a familiar playbook. Find a trending product on social media, scrape the listing page from a reputable seller, duplicate it into a new store, swap out the logo, import the reviews, and run broad targeting Facebook ads. Rinse and repeat, and within 48 hours, bam, a new store. To make it appear legitimate, the playbook often includes a brand page with a generic photo and a street address in a major city. Don't be fooled by the local address. These businesses are likely operated out of a spare bedroom. It's a front to give you a false sense of security. If you do have an issue, good luck getting through to them. Also, watch out for unusual refund policies, especially ones that offer full refunds but only if you contact them by email. That's a huge red flag. Basically, if it feels too good to be true, well, you know the rest. Chapter 2. Ad Cloaking. Most of these stores live and die at the whims of Facebook's ad team. The operator knows their aggressive sales page will trigger manual review, so they use a technique called cloaking. When you try to visit the site, it looks like a typical product page, right? Got your countdown, you got your reviews. But when the reviewer visits, they see nothing but a clean product page. This way the store can avoid being banned before it even launches. Now once the ads are rolling, they have about 10 to 14 days before the platform catches on. This period is known as the honey window. During this time they'll get orders, process payments through rotating payment processors, and hopefully make some profit before the refunds start rolling in. That's why it's important to check out the business's return policy before making a purchase. If the site offers refunds only via email, that's a big red flag. Remember, the scammers want to make it as hard as possible to get your money back. The more hoops you have to jump through, the better. Chapter 3. Fulfillment Theater. If you did place an order during the honey window, you'll get an email confirmation with an order number and a tracking number. Here's where the magic happens. The scammer has generated a legitimate tracking number before your order even ships. They pull this off by logging into the carrier's dashboard and creating a label. The trick is that they don't actually attach the label to a package. Instead, they leave it sitting in label-created limbo for a couple of weeks. Once you start asking questions, they'll blame it on customs or bad weather. Some customers will give up, others will stick it out. To reduce chargebacks, they'll refund a vocal few. This keeps the comments section looking clean. The goal is to keep you waiting long enough that you'll forget about the order. In fact, the tracking page for this scam will typically show the label being created, but no further action after 72 hours. Now, if you do get the product, which is rare, it'll likely be a cheap imitation of the real thing. But hey, at least you got what you paid for. Chapter 4. The Collapse Cycle. Eventually, reality hits. The banks batch chargebacks, the ad accounts get flagged, the domains receive policy strikes, and the Facebook page gets hidden. So what does the operator do? They pivot to a new product and start the whole process over again. Each store only lasts a few months, but that's plenty of time to drain bank accounts. You might think each store operates independently, but the truth is, they're all connected. Soon as a new domain pops up with a similar design, there's a good chance it's part of the same ring. They use a combination of techniques to stay under the radar, including using different device IDs, IP addresses, cookies, and credit card numbers. But there's always a weak link. It could be a typo in the company name or a similar spelling in the website URL. Sometimes the most telling sign is that they all use the same payment processor. If you spot a store with a familiar name and the same payment processor, chances are you're in for another round of fake tracking numbers and empty promises. Chapter 5. The Cleanup. Before the account gets completely shut down, the payment processors will freeze the funds and notify the issuing banks. Most victims don't bother filing complaints, but a few do. If you're in the unlucky group that receives a refund via check, don't deposit it. Contact your local consumer protection office. If you're in the US, the FTC handles these matters. Each country has their own agency. Depending on the victim's response, the account may be suspended or completely removed. For example, a popular marketplace removed 98 listings in 2019. All of them were linked to a supplier in China who specializes in drop shipping. This puts the scammer back to square one, but that won't stop them. It's not uncommon for the same person to operate 10 to 20 fake stores at once. So even if you report a domain, there's a good chance the scammer will pop up somewhere else. Now here's the worst part. When the card networks compare cross-merchant data, they can uncover the scammer's fingerprints. That includes device IDs, checkout code, and even typo patterns in the policy pages. This allows the card brands to block the scammer's access permanently. So if you see a new store with suspiciously old reviews, it's time to exercise your spidey senses. Protect yourself. Look for these signals when deciding whether to trust a new store. First, if the brand was launched yesterday and already has 1K 5-star reviews, take a closer look. Even though the reviews are fake, the fact that they repopulating so many reviews tells us the store hasn't been around for long. Second, watch out for sites that list no physical address, or worse, they list a co-working suite in a major city. While some companies are remote first, most legitimate dropshippers operate from home. If the site does list a physical address, search it on Google Street View to make sure there's actually a business there. We don't want any surprises. Third, check the tracking label. If it was created 3 days ago and there's no scan after delivery, you're dealing with a fake. Don't accept text like pending, out of delivery agent, or shipper info pending. Legitimate carriers should scan the label after picking up the package. Fourth, review the refund policy. If the site offers refunds only via email and no customer portal, steer clear. Remember, the scammer wants to make getting your money back as difficult as possible. Fifth, scrutinize the ads. If the ads disable comments, or every comment reads something like "great" from a new account, chances are you're looking at fake reviews. Combine that with other signals, and you've got a strong case. So remember, if it seems too good to be true, well, you know the rest. Thanks for watching. If you learned something today, give this video a thumbs up. Share it with someone who might need it. Better yet, share it with someone who needs it.